All right. Hi, everyone. I am Nicole Webb, and I am the CEO of New Growth. And we are going to be talking about Camp Kelly today. And I have Crystal here, which I'm really excited to share with you guys, kind of her experience with her son at our camp program. So, how you doing, Crystal?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Awesome. Great. So let's tell me about your son. Tell me about his process at camp.
So, my son, Christian, he is now 12 years old, but when he went to camp, I think he was like 10 and a half, 11. Don't ask, I don't know really how old he was, but it was during the summer. And he really enjoyed it. He's had some past experience in going to like a summer camp, um, and due to his behavior, because he's got several diagnoses, and due to his behavior, they just weren't equipped or able to handle him, and he was actually kicked out of camp. So that was the summer leading to kindergarten, um, and that kind of took an effect. Like, okay, so can I even send him to camp ever again?
Right.
And then this camp became available with, you know, other children with special needs and behaviors. And it honestly was a godsend for my son. Um, he often would say, like each day of camp, he would say, those kids are just like me. They kind of have the same things like me. And that literally brought me to tears. And to have him in a space where he did feel included, he did feel seen, his things, his little behaviors and things were not an issue. There were people who were able to help him through whatever he was feeling. And honestly, the other children were helping each other because they all had similar things going on. It was just a beautiful overall experience. Not only that sentimental portion, but also the activities, the incentives. It kind of carried over to some of the things he experienced in school. So he was able to just continue in his treatment, so to speak.
Mhm.
Um, and just being around other kids, and not feeling judged, and just being able to just be was more than I could ask for.
Yeah, just being able to be him because he's pretty
Yeah,
awesome as it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And why was it important for you to send him to a camp?
It was important for me to send him to a camp so that he could gain his social skills. His social emotional is a little here and there, and I just wanted him to be able to build on his social skills. We had done other little social groups, but going to camp and is like a big social activity. I went to camp as a child. Like that's something you do for your child. You send them to camp, day camp, overnight camp. Um, like I said, from the first experience, it was a hesitation, but once he went there and just how happy he was, um, really let me know I made the right decision and that camp should also be in his future. Yeah.
Awesome. What was he able to achieve at camp?
He was able to achieve a lot. He was able to, make new friends. He actually made a friend in camp that he's still friends with now, even though they're distant, they're still friends.
Mhm.
So obviously, he worked on his social skills, which was a big one for me. He was able to hone in on some of his drawing skills. They did like different drawing things, and he like got to show his talents is what it is, because he often has like negative sense of self, so he was able to present with his talents and was praised upon it, not only from the camp adults counselors, but also from the other children in camp. So it kind of built up his self-esteem during that time. I think the self-esteem overall, in addition to the socialization, was like big
I mean,
gain
that's
for him.
huge. That's
Yeah,
huge for a kid
yeah,
that's struggling with self-esteem issues to be able to work
yeah,
on that in such a pointed area and in a safe area too, and
yeah.
to feel supported. That's kind of what we were aiming for, and I'm
Mhm.
so glad that he had that experience.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna share, like, also in the camp, there were like, if he needed a break or something, there was that ability for him to have that break and talk it out with, another trained adult, someone to speak to. That was really big because it it wasn't always just all the children all the time. It had some individuality to it,
Mhm.
which really helped, especially given his needs. They were able to pick up on any frustrations he might be having. If he just needed a break, he was able to ask for the break. Not typical camps don't have that.
No, they do not.
Yeah,
Absolutely
and
not.
I think that was where the fail was, and they have, like, all these kids, and they're just tired, but it wasn't that experience that I had that he had.
Yeah. Yeah, the ratio we're going for is gonna be 4 to 1, and then, of course, in some instances, if a child needs one-to-one support,
Mhm.
or more, just help in general, we're gonna be able to give that to them. We're also gonna be able to do, something called reverse inclusion. So we're actually gonna hire some young adults with special needs as well, and kinda give them an internship space to help to give back to the younger campers.
That's fine.
It's gonna be really awesome. So we're looking forward to helping both sides, right, of the children as well as also the young adults too, which I think is gonna be pretty awesome too.
I I think the most beautiful thing about that is I myself wonder what my son's future, and I'm not gonna get emotional, but I wonder what his future will be like as far as being able to get employment, being able to be out there with other typical people. And so hearing that just like gives me hope for his future. Like he will be included, he
Mhm.
could come here, and do this
I
perhaps.
could maybe give him a job or an internship one
Yeah,
day,
but
right?
having
Absolutely.
that, that's just a really beautiful thing because I'm sure other parents have this worry, like, every day, how is my child going to be included into this world, with their future, as adults?
Absolutely. And the way we look at all families and all children and even young adults too is that it's the whole family, it's the whole
Mhm.
child. And that, camp is only such a small portion of their summer and their lives. However, it's supposed to carry over into other places. And what a cool way to do that, to give back in a different way. From something that they learned from as a child, right? So, and that's the power of camp in itself. And if you went as a child, you know that yourself, is that there is that therapeutic power of camp that people don't really understand unless they actually send their child or have gone themselves.
Mhm.
So that being said is a good segue. So what were some highlights for Christian at camp?
Some highlights. One of them I can say once again back to the drawings, like having his drawings being chosen, um, just an overall like making the friend that he made. That was a big highlight. Some of the activities and the parties that
Yes.
they had, he
Yes.
really enjoyed that. Like some of the fun parties that happened. There's like different little things that even still stick with him today that he just really enjoyed. But I think most of all, the fact that he made a friend,
Absolutely, which
which is
is
what you
huge.
go to camp for, like
Absolutely, that is the point.
yeah,
Yeah, and to connect with others, and that I
yeah.
think that at the heart of what Camp Kelly is going to do is to connect people
Mhm,
together,
mhm,
and we've been apart for so long. So why don't
yeah,
we come back together in this beautiful, diverse, equity, and inclusive space, right? Like why not? So
mhm.
that's kind of what we're trying to aim for. Were you happy with how the leaders as well as the staff were able to communicate with you as a family?
Yes, I was very happy. I really enjoyed there was like email communication, phone call communication. They had like little parent meeting moments.
Mhm.
That was really helpful. Uh, just to like hear from the other parents. That probably was my most favorite part because it put me in a space to listen to other parents and what they have going on and what their hopes and goals are for their child, and I'm having the same thing.
Mhm.
So it's like that's my highlight. It wasn't only a camp for Christian, but it was also a space for me too, which I'm like big on the parent meetings, big on, seeing other people, like not feeling alone. Um,
Right.
kind of like Christian, I saw people like me.
Yeah.
And there were other parents like me. And that was really great part of it. And then getting the feedback and, having them in be able to tell like why don't you try this if I mention something like this is going on, or even some of the other parents, and then it's like you get that other opinion, like, well, why don't you try this, or these are some of the things that we're working on. And also the fact that they took the things that we said back into the camp and implemented it.
Right.
That was big,
Right.
because once again it goes back to that individuality at the whole group, which it was just really good. Yeah.
Awesome. What was your son's favorite part of camp?
His favorite part of camp, I don't know. I think he just liked going to all of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't think that there was anything that he complained about, to be honest. He
Which
did
is huge, as we
Yeah,
know.
he
Yes. Yeah.
didn't even they had, like, exercise portions, which I was very happy about because I'm always trying to get him to move his body. He didn't even complain about that. Some of the activities he really enjoyed doing, and it did get his body moving. I don't know if there's, like, one favorite piece.
That's good that he liked it all.
Yeah,
So the parties are always super fun. His drawing was actually pretty amazing and it got so
yeah,
much better
yeah,
from doing the cartooning and the drawing
yeah.
that we were doing, which was really cool to see too. And he loves to draw.
Cartooning
So
helped even progress him or give him that much more confidence in his drawing. That was really good. That was really
awesome.
good little piece.
And would you recommend camp to other families that have children with special needs?
Most definitely. Um, you just, as a parent, you just never know what your child can do. Christian has several different things going on, not only um, behaviorally, but he's diagnosed with optic nerve hypoplasia, which when he was diagnosed, they told me that he would have something wrong with his brain, wouldn't be able to process, wouldn't can't see, and all these things. And so having a child with all types of different special needs, you just want to know that your child can do things like other children.
Hmm.
So that's like, I lost my thought, but that's like the biggest thing for me is, and I assume other parents, is just having their child be able to live, you know,
Absolutely.
be able to have experience. I actually met a parent at camp that we still keep in contact, and I'm learning from her how to help my child progress in communication. And, like, it was it was a great experience, that camp. I
Awesome.
don't even think it was only for Christian. It was for me too. It was a big thing for me too, and I think camp is important to make connections. It's important so the kids can have activities. It's important for them to be in a space where they can be themselves. They're not fighting, to feel like they have to fit in. I feel like Christian didn't feel like he had to fit in. He was
Mhm.
in him declaring, "Hey, mommy, those kids are just like me. They have things going on like me." And I think that was the most important thing for me. And I need him to go back to camp. Yeah.
Yes.
I
That's
think
my
it's
next
supposed to be an
question,
annual thing.
Crystal. My next question is, would you be signing him up for Camp Kelly this summer?
Most definitely. I think he needs it. I need it, but I think he needs it. I think it can only build on his social skills. It can only build on his personality, his self-esteem. He needs it. I think kids need camp just to just be out there and exposing yourself and learning new things and being with other people. I remember being a camp attendant and then a counselor in training, a CIT, and like I would still do it. That was a big thing for me. Camp was a big experience for me. I was a Girl Scout, so I did that type of camp, but I did recreation center camp. Um, I just
Camp
I,
has been my whole life. I was a
yeah,
camper myself, and then my first job was a camp counselor, then camp director, and now I'm still living camp each summer. And I know how much benefit it gives to our families and how much consistency it gives them in the unstructured part of the summer, which our
mhm,
kids crave. They still need that structure and routine,
right,
but also to build those friendships and to work upon things that are not academic. There's so much more to life. Sure, we have the core standards in school, but a lot of these social skills are not taught anymore, and the arts and all of those things that camp provides to kids.
Right.
That's what we're aiming to
Well, to
accomplish.
be honest, Christian didn't go to any camp last year, and I felt bad. I
Mhm.
felt bad as a parent because I work, so there's no plan, and I felt bad for him. He's just kind of here until I have to go, and then he's transferred over to the next house. And
Mhm.
but if he was at camp, his quality would have, enhanced. He would have had a quality summer.
Sure.
He didn't, and that's why I know definitely he will be going, because I did that and he didn't go to camp. I feel like I took away from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And can you speak to the financial piece? Obviously, camp is quite costly. So, in regards to kind of your guys' situation, how were we able to kind of provide for you guys and help you guys out to where it was at least doable for your family?
So initially, I had looked at the prices. I'm a single mother of two, just trying to hold it down for myself and my family, my two kids. And initially, I was looking at the prices, not only this camp, but other camps. And I'm like, oh, maybe they can go once or twice a week, can't do a 5-day week. But I know in my heart of hearts that going every day offers consistency, especially for my child with needs, and just wanting them to go every day. um, by the grace of God, let me tell you, it was just such a blessing. He was able to go to camp, like full scholarship. I didn't have to pay anything, and it was amazing. Yes, it made it that much more for me, but I mean, having that security that my son is going to be able to go to camp and I don't have to worry, um, it just really helped. It really helped because I want to be able to give my children everything that they need. I want to be able to give them extracurricular activities and experiences, but sometimes my finances are not able to. Like I said, I was looking at maybe 2 half days, and really, what is that for him and
Sure.
his age?
Yes.
So for him to be able to go for the 5-day week was absolutely amazing, and me not having to have like a financial bind was like icing to the whole experience, or the
And that
cherry
is
on top of the
absolutely, yes, absolutely. That is our goal for all campers actually this into this next summer, is that we are able to do some grant writing as well as get some, independent donors and folks to give back so that these kids can enjoy their summer, and then it doesn't break the bank for these families because it's going to be open to all levels, right? We want this really to be quite literally an inclusive environment of all differences and all needs, as well as kind of all SES, and to be able to give this quality experience to all campers, and to come as you are. That's going to be
Yeah,
our motto for Camp Kelly, is literally to come as you are, just like Nirvana says, right?
yeah,
So to have that mentality, and that also includes that. So if we can give back and to fundraise as well as write some grants and get some really quality programming, and to make it affordable and to make it accessible to families like yours, as well as many other children across Los Angeles, that's our major goal. So
absolutely amazing, because I work with a lot of families and I know that not only myself, but they could really benefit, the children could really benefit from having that. And it just takes a lot of pressure and automatic no's to sending your child
sure,
to camp. Because
absolutely.
for me, I have two kids, it's automatic no, or no to one, yes to the other.
Yeah.
So just hearing that, it's like, wow, that hey, they could have these experiences and I don't have to cry and work overtime and all, like, just
Yeah,
let it
exactly.
go. Hmm.
Yes, you can save your PTO and maybe go on a vacation,
Yeah.
right? So, yes, exactly. Well, Crystal, I really appreciate your time today. Thank you so much. And we look forward to having you and Christian at Camp Kelly this summer. Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome. Thank you.
All right.